Hi, what I've got for you today is sort of a combination work in progress / glitch art video. I have this toy graphics engine I've been working on for a while, written in OpenGL. I wanted to add some banners like you might have in a castle hallway that would move in the breeze and look all dramatic. Now, when you combine computer graphics and physics simulations, you can get a lot of weird and cool looking glitches. So this is a compilation of my steps and missteps along the way to getting something I was pretty much satisfied with. My starting point was this spring grid system that I'd written a while back. I think it was inspired by one of the examples in the OpenGL Super Bible. I found that in order to get it to look like fabric at all, I had to really ratchet up the spring tension and add a bunch more diagonal interconnections between the grid points. I was starting to see some interesting results, but I was also starting to see weird feedback loops develop. If there was too much energy in the system, or the time steps in the simulation were too long, or if the dampening factor wasn't enough, the grid would start to shake and go out of control. Once I got those factors kind of balanced out, I started to think about simulating the wind. So I built a three-dimensional texture of wind strength vectors, and I've got it moving relative to the banner. I had to mess with the parameters quite a bit, but eventually I started to see these wind-esque sort of results. If I'm honest, there's a lot of heuristics here and not a lot of theory. It works, just don't ask me to tell you how. Now, I wanted the fabric simulation to be finer grained and more dynamic, and that's where things got really interesting. Too much dampening and the system looks flat and boring. Too little and everything kind of explodes. So here are some of my favorite explosions. By the way, I should point out that all the simulation here is being done GPU side using transform feedback buffers, and the simulation is running at about 1 kilohertz. Okay, if I'd known how much difference adding a texture would make, I would have done it sooner. It really makes it look like a piece of fabric instead of a sheet of rubber. Now, eventually I got the dynamics tamped down, and I came up with a couple different wind systems that I think will be useful in the long run. So now I'm really glad that I have this in my toolkit for this graphics engine, and I'm looking forward to actually using it somewhere. So going forward, I'm going to try to remember to capture video of my more interesting successes and disasters as I work on this engine, and post more of these videos. So thanks for watching, everyone. And hey, be sure to support your local Rebel Alliance.